Wanda Ebron hasn't spoken on camera in months, but tonight she is opening up to News 4 Jax about her son's prison sentence and her fears that he will be harmed while he's in the Baker County Jail.
Ruben Ebron was in court in McClenny today, offering to plead no contest to drug charges there in exchange for little or no additional prison time. But the judge said no deal, not just once, but twice. Tonight, Mrs. Ebron sat down with Channel 4's Francesca Amaker to talk about the Lonzie Barton case and her concerns over her son being in the Baker County Jail tonight. Francesca.
Tom and Joy, when I sat down with Wanda tonight, immediately I could sense that she was extremely frustrated. Right now, she's trying to remain strong, not only for her son, but also her family. She says she's still grieving the loss of 21-month-old Lonzie Barton, whose body was found in this area just last month. And she says she has plenty of questions for the defense team.
He's got to pay something. And maybe if they had come out before then it might have been a different outcome. So I'm not exonerating him, as he has to pay for what has happened.
Every day, Wanda Ebron learns new information about her son's case. Just more than a week after Ruben Ebron was sentenced to 20 years in prison for crimes connected to the death of 21-month-old Lonzie Barton, he was back in court today in Baker County for drug charges, and his family says they had no idea the hearing was even scheduled. According to Ebron's defense team, he was willing to plead no contest to 4 to 6 drug charges in exchange for a 2-year sentence to be served with his current prison sentence. But that was denied. Then the defense offered the same no contest plea in exchange for 13 months of additional prison time. The judge said it wasn't enough. Now his mother is questioning why her son must stay in Baker County until his trial on March 14th.
Why is he in Baker County? What are they trying to do?
But according to Ebron's defense team, he needs to be in Baker County so he's available for upcoming court hearings ahead of his trial. One of those motions is to move the trial out of Baker County. Sheriff Joey Dobson told News 4 Jax that could be because of media attention surrounding the case.
We want to make sure that he's treated right, and the way they treated us on the phone is indicative of how they would treat us in person.
Though Ebron's mother did not want to speak about her personal emotions about her son right now, she says she is still grieving and wanted to share a powerful message for youth in Jacksonville.
If you want fairness in the system, you need to stay out of the system. So I don't have anything else to say about the sentence. If you want fairness, stay out of the system.
And coming up at 11, she shares why she's decided to shy away from the cameras up until this point. I also ask her if she plans to visit her son in jail and prison. That's coming up all new at 11. I'm live, Francesca Amaker, Channel 4, the local station.